My Masked Rider journey began actually on the field safety team, and then I became an assistant for 2 years, and then I became Masked Rider. So getting the position of Masked Rider, it's kind of like, it's like shock and excitement, but like the first initial like couple minutes are definitely shock. It wasn't until I actually was selected that I realized the impact that the horse and rider can have on such a large group of people, not just like the alumni here or the current students here in Lubbock, but like across the state and even across the nation. I think just like being able to be that symbol has been really cool for me. So something I've kind of said a couple times is being Masked Rider is kind of like being Hannah Montana. You put on the mask and you're famous, and then you take it off and you're just you again. So in a way it's changed me, but in a way it hasn't. Like, I have learned how to be better at public speaking and kind of come up with impromptu speeches and in that way, so I think I've become a little more confident. I think before I was Masked Rider, I was pretty uncomfortable speaking out. I was not someone that really ever spoke her opinion, and I think now, I'm not saying I always speak my opinion, but I think I've grown in that aspect where I've become more comfortable talking to people. The practice run itself is a very nerve-wracking experience because you prepare for like a football game, trial day. That in itself, like you just have like the band and the spirit watching you, but that's the first time you have that many people really watching you. So that is, in itself is just kind of like, I was really nervous for that, and I almost didn't even want to do guns up because I just kind of wanted to hold on in case something went wrong. But I did it. I was like, it's okay. He's done it. He knows his job. And so I can do it. And so like that first practice run, it hit me that I was the Masked Rider, even though I'd been doing it this whole summer, going to rodeos, things like that. And then the first football game, it went by so fast. The practice run, I would say, like, is kind of like slow motion. You get to really enjoy it. And then the first football game, it's like you start running and then all of a sudden you have to stop. That is like, it's just like kind of indescribable. I think some of my favorite memories this past year, one of the first appearances I went to was in La Mesa, and I feel like the setup for my whole year is kind of what made me realize the impact that the Masked Rider program has. We traveled to La Mesa for a fundraising walk. There was a little girl there who just kind of kept coming up to him. It was kind of a smaller appearance, so like people could come up again after they pet him or took a picture, so they could keep coming up. And she kept coming up to him and petting him. She would pet him on his shoulder, she'd just kind of like stand there. I think, and she turned to her mom one time, and she like looked at her mom and she was like, I think I'm gonna go to Texas Tech now because the horse mascot is so much better than a cow mascot. Like I said earlier, he knows his job really well. He knows when he's about to run. He knows when to stop. You can play the ride, raider, ride at any other situation and he won't react like he does in the stadium. He knows in the stadium when he's about to run and when he's not. It's pretty cool to experience that. Besides like all the appearances and whatnot, I think one of my favorite things about this job really has been working with him because he is not like most horses. Like, he won't react to hardly anything. The only times he gets excited is when he knows he's about to run. And even then it's like a super controllable excitement. Like, he'll prance around in place, but he knows not to run until you put your hand down. He's just he's super easy to work with, and that experience with him has made my year a lot better just because he is really easy to get along with. He's super lovable. He's extremely calm, and he knows his job really well. I really can't imagine my life without him.